Hey guys, it's Nitro RC Nerds here, and I had a request from one of our viewers to take a look at what's under the hood on the D8T, so let's go ahead and get at it. Okay, so first thing you can see, I'm running the OS25 XZ Truggy engine with a Dynamite 086 pipe on it. And I'll get to my break-in procedure for it here in just a minute. As far as modifications that I've made to it, really haven't done much. Everything for the most part is stock. What I've done is I've added, of course, a nice little DE Racing tank pull here. Excuse me, some mud guards. When I put the Proline body, so if you guys have a D8T and you get a Proline body for it, you've got two choices to fit it. You can either drill some holes in your shock tower, which I did not want to do, but what I was able to do is just get some low C D8T tall body pins for it and put that on there. It's worked pretty good. The only thing is I need to find a way to somehow stabilize these just a little bit better. With the servo, I'm running a high-tech 7955TG, which is probably the best servo on the market today. As far as the throttle servo, I'm also running a high-tech. I forget the model number, but it's their ultra speed, whatever their fastest one is. I think I'm at 0.08 seconds, maybe 0.07, and probably I think I get 140 to 160 torque on it, which is, you know, obviously more than enough. So for me on steering, I like both speed and torque. I do have some servos that have a lot of torque but not much speed, which I don't like. And really for the throttle, as long as I'm getting at least 130 ounces per inch of torque, that's all I care about. Speed is really what matters to me on the throttle servo. I want to get at least 0.08 seconds on it. And for the battery, I'm running a Humppack and OFNA 6-volt 1700 milliamp battery, which has worked fine. These tires here are just practice tires. For actual track running, I'm using J-Concept 7 halves up, which is a small pin soft compound truggy tire. As for the OS25, so no, I didn't heat cycle it. In fact, I think this was my 8th or 9th engine to break in, and I've never heat cycled. I kind of have my own, not my own method, but really what I did with this is, first and foremost, I read what the instructions said, because I know it's kind of a hot debate among people, but my thinking is, if OS says, here's how we recommend you break it in, okay, it might not be the best way to break it in, but it's certainly not the wrong way to break it in. So with this being a $340 engine, or $350, whatever, I wanted to make sure that I didn't test out any new sort of break-in procedure for it. So yeah, I let it idle for the first tank. I did 1/4 speed on the second tank. Third tank, I went up to about half throttle, but I started giving it varying RPMs, and probably on the third tank is where I got it up to 200 degrees. And from there, pretty much was a heat cycle after that. With that said, I'm not against the heat cycling method. In fact, on my Mugen, which I'm building right now, which has a B6, I am definitely going to heat cycle that engine just for something different. So again, nothing against heat cycling, but I don't believe, I'm not one of those that believe you're hurting your engine if you let it idle for the first tank. Again, that's just my opinion on that. The engine has been a little bit temperamental with respect to keeping its tune, and I really think that's just because it's springtime here in Texas, and so we've had a varying degree of weathers. One day it's high in the 30s, the next day it's high in the 80s. So it's not held its tune as well as other engines that I own, but that's no problem, because if you're going to race this, obviously every time you take it out, you're going to want to tune it anyway. So right now what I'm doing is I'm keeping it a little bit on the rich side, just for normal running around or whatnot, and then at the track trying to lean it to its potential. My son Andrew, he likes to bag on this just because it's had two issues, and the first one was this A-arm kept popping out because the shaft pin down here was coming out. I've since fixed that, And the only other issue it's had is the servo, which obviously I can't control, and High-Tech has replaced it for me. But my thinking is, and this is what I told Andrew, hey, when you build something, if you haven't built it, you can't talk smack. Until you build something, don't talk smack. Because personally, with this being my first build, I was just happy to get it running. I was happy that it started and stopped and turned and all that good stuff. So because you really do build these things up from the ground up, and it's a lot different than tearing down a car and rebuilding it. Building it new is a lot different. So, but it was a blast, and I absolutely love this D8T, and I cannot wait to get it out there. And I haven't raced it yet because again, I'm going through and trying to get it locked down and finding any weak areas and whatnot. So hopefully next Saturday I'll take it out and we'll see how I do. Of course, I'm probably going to suck because I can't drive worth a damn, and that also aids in me having to lock it down because I crash so much. I'm more susceptible to breaking parts on it, but that's no problem. Anyways, guys, this is the D8T under the hood. I don't think there's anything else. There are a few things that I want to do to it. I'm going to get some aluminum carrier set up, and I want to get some new springs just to try them out. And it came with some different pistons that I'll try for the shocks. And I think that's going to be it. I may, like I said, change springs and or go to a force shoe setup on the clutch. But other than that, I think I'm going to run it like this for the next gallon or so.